Authortube is awesome. I hope y'all stay. Hey, hi, hello. How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. There is a lot more of you now, and honestly, your guess is as good as mine as to why that is. I'm Kate, but actually, am I? So the first question up, or the first answer to the first question, is that Kate Cavanaugh is not my real name. It is my writer name. Now, Kate is my actual real middle name, my birth middle name. But Cavanaugh was a name that my grandma, she's my biggest fan, 93 years old, absolutely adorable. My grandma and my mom kind of helped me come up with. I didn't want to use my real name for a myriad of reasons, but mostly because I write very diversely in a lot of different genres, and I was gonna have to use a pen name to keep some of those separate anyways. So, which leads into question 2-ish. What genres do you write? How many open projects do you have? You crazy? Are you a novelist? Are you published? What's your deal? This was something that a commenter brought up that I didn't even realize would be confusing, especially if you're just finding me for the first time. I have a lot of different open projects that I'm working on and juggling, and I mention them very sporadically throughout all of the videos. I have one of my good AuthorTube friends, Brooke, has even been like, so which project is this one again? So like if I'm confusing her, then it's no wonder no one knows what I'm doing. So yes, I'm a novelist, but I am not yet published. That is a big goal of mine for the not too distant future. Which leads me into my goals, into my projects. Let's break it down. I want to be a hybrid author, which means that I want to be both traditionally published and indie published. A very quick rundown of all of my projects and which ones I want to be which. Doing a lot of this motion right now. This should also be noted if you're new, though something that should be very quickly clear to you is that I'm terrible at naming things, and you're about to see or hear that. On the indie publishing spectrum, I don't remember which side I had it on now, but on the indie publishing spectrum, I have one, my Scooby-Doo meets Princess Bride story, which I worked on for both of the Camp NaNoWriMos during 2018 while I was on the road for 4 months. That's gonna come up again in a bit. I have no current goal of publication because it ain't done yet. Trying to write 7 different point of view characters is hard, but that is what I want for the story and I will not be dissuaded. But basically that's what's up. The second project that I actually want to indie publish is a university romance series. I am a little bit nervous to like say the goal date, but next year, and I don't want to say how many yet. But next year. I do have my own business for my indie published works that'll be out in, again, hopefully the not too distant future, but like multiple books, a series, 2020. Yeah, I do already have the kind of author name picked out for them because there's a little bit of sex in them. That's it. And on the traditional publishing side, I have one, Project Blue, aka the only project that actually has a title, aka The Meridian Maps, a young adult pirate fantasy novel. I have a long history with this one, and I actually have a playlist, which I will link up above and down below if you'd like to check it out. Years, spanning years, documenting the process. I also have one specific video in which I kind of roast myself for my silly expectations at every step along that process. Again, I will link that up above and down below if you want to check it out. I'm kind of seeing how it goes right now. It is in the query trenches. I know I'll make a video at some point about querying, but not right yet. The second is Project Purple, aka my NaNoWriMo 2018 revision, which I just got beta reader feedback, and I made a video on that very recently. Some of y'all might have seen it. It is a young adult novel where the main character is kidnapped alongside the prince, and she's writing a book about her experience with that and kind of the overwhelming nature of the media attention after the fact and how that was almost worse than the actual kidnapping. It's fun. I promise. It sounds like a lot, but it's fun. The third one is Project Death, the one that I am currently writing for Camp NaNoWriMo. It's another young adult novel. I think you might be able to piece together the pattern here between my traditional publishing and my indie publishing goals and the genre aspect. This one is a standalone kind of dark fantasy where my main character can kill when only the god of death should be able to. There you go. And the fourth one is Project White, aka the co-written novel I'm writing with my best friend. It is somewhat on hiatus, somewhat not. I haven't talked about it in a while. It is more new adult than young adult per se, but it does still fit under this traditional publishing category. Desire, dream, at some point. And then one bonus story that I'm actually revising right now, which I mentioned in the Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs, is currently titled Murder Mystery Tennessee, which I think you might be able to guess why. It is an adult series and about, you know, an accidental PI of sorts. And now this is one where I don't know if I want to traditionally publish it or indie publish it, but frankly, I'm not really at that bridge, so I don't even have to worry about it. But that's not all I write. The other common question is about freelance writing, and yes, I'm a freelance writer. But before becoming a freelance writer, I worked as basically a corporate finance person after college, and I decided that that's just not what I wanted to do or to be, and then I set out on a solo road trip of the US. Again, more on that later. But the most important thing I can say regarding this, and that I also frequently try to explain in comments, I've said in videos, but I just want to make it eminently clear, is that I can't afford to be a freelance writer and not have moved in with my parents and be living off of the fair amount of savings that I built up in that corporate world. That's how I could write full time. That's how I can live in, I know you can only see this background, but I've seen it in vlogs. That's how I could live in a house like this. It's not my house. I am very fortunate, thank you Padres, who are not here, but it's okay. Thank you Padres. And I also don't get to just write like fun stuff. I would want to write as a freelancer. I'm not at that stage yet, but it has been a goal of mine for a while, and the problem with that is that it's been a goal for a while. It hasn't quite yet been made as much of a reality as I would have hoped, because there's only so much creative capacity that like this noggin has. So between the actual freelance writing and novel writing, the pursuing the type of freelance writing I want to do has kind of like sat on the back burner, but I am hoping to fix that in the coming weeks. I hope you guys will see more of that. If you don't, please do just call me out on it, because I have stuff almost ready and I just need to put it out there. I'll put it on Medium, I'll put it on my blog. It needs to happen. That's what I'm saying. Because ideally the goal is that I one day can also be writing articles for magazines that I really truly personally want to write. Now finally, let's go ahead and get back to that road trip thing. And I'm gonna circle this under like, what can you expect from this channel? Because my big thing for a while has been read, write, roam. Read, write, roam. Now mostly I make writing videos. NaNoWriMo daily vlogs every year, Camp NaNoWriMo weekly vlogs in April and July, writing experiments, and I'm especially looking forward to trying a screenplay for the first time. That'll be coming up in May. Writing vlogs, day in the life, whatever. Writing. General writing chatty videos, talking about being a writer, talking about fears, talking about all sorts of stuff. And finally, rarely advice. Writing advice. Because I think there are better resources out there, and the biggest thing is that I'm still learning myself. I really consider myself a novice in a lot of respects, and whether that is like legitimate or a lot of imposter syndrome, I honestly don't know. I haven't figured it out, but I often don't feel qualified to give advice. So any advice-y type of videos you see, it's because I genuinely believe that it works well for me. It's worked well for me for a long time, and that's why I'm sharing it, not necessarily that it'll work for you. Obviously you can see there's a whole lot of asterisks that go along with me attempting to give writing advice. So that was the write part of Read, Write, Roam. Now let's go to the reading part, because I have a series, Cooking with Classics, which is combining two of my favorite things, baking and books, y'all. And it's always been my goal to read more classic novels. I think they can tell you a lot about writing and also the way that reading and books have progressed over time. Like, I'm just so fascinated by them. So together. Now I also will make reading vlogs. I think there should be a readathon that I will be posting soon, but also I like redid all of my bookshelves and I counted out how many of my books I'd actually read recently. So I'll link those up above and down below if you want to check those out. And sometimes I even do like wrap-ups of books I've read and reviews. Not very often, but I like to do it because I just love books, you guys. And then read, write, roam. Let's get into that roaming thing, because on the road trip, I took a whole lot of video, and I will finally, at some point, eventually, hopefully soon, as we come up on the 1-year anniversary of the start of that huge trek, I will be posting the videos for my super mega solo road trip, and I am taking them out in 10-day kind of chunks, so days 1 through 10 I hopefully will have up soon. I was out on the road for a little over 100 days, so you get about like 10 chunks of those. But in the meantime, if you want to see where I stopped off at, all videos in 2018 from April to August will have the location under them. I made them while I was on the road, so you can check those out. They actually won't all be down below, so I don't know why I did that, but you can find them. And of course, I'm hoping to have other roaming style videos in the future. more on that to come. And I think that about covers this reintroduction to me. Please comment down below and let me know if you have any other questions, if you think I missed anything. I'm happy to answer them. I just wanted to say hi to everyone that's new and welcome to this wonderful AuthorTube community and AuthorTube. Okay, if you haven't checked out like hashtag AuthorTube or searched AuthorTube in the YouTube like search bar, or this is your first time hearing about this community like one of my commenters, I will leave links down below to some of my personal favorite AuthorTubers. I think we all have differing styles, and I don't know. If you made it to the end of this video, I assume you think I'm okay, but like there are definitely people out there that I really appreciate. Some that are calmer, some that are more enthusiastic, some that do different kinds of videos, but they're all about writing. They're all about our writing journey. They're all about writing advice. AuthorTube is awesome. I hope y'all stay. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon with a new video. Bye. With Kip Nammer. It is an adult novel. Did I say that? What is this hair doing?